found interesting, right? When you bringing up as a trend, okay, that's kind of a new thought for me. So you talked about AI being in industry 4.0, supply chain and value chains. What resonated with me here, okay, is really AI is gonna start building new products for us. This is very, what is it, human task. It's creativity, right, that we so pride ourselves on. All right, where is this in the entire, what is it, product ideation, right, development and supply chain? Do you think this will change? Mm-hmm.
Well, now we get into the blurring lines between AI and algorithms. So for instance, you're going to see AI used in Industry 4.0 at the edge, so it can sense what devices are doing. So if there is a product that's being produced, it can be watched across the supply and value chain. That's the initial. Will it come up with ideas for the new products? Potentially after watching how customers customize. Yes, that could really, in fact, happen. But also then you got to start pulling in different kinds of algorithms that help. And that's the notion of things like simulating and actually creating a 3D graphic and saying, you know, here's a suggestion for a better way to do this, or here's a new kind of product we've sensed based on customizations, because all product lines have to be customized, particularly when you get into large scale situations. So for instance, in the chip manufacturing area, each chip has a different kind of set of rules based on who the customer is and what board it's going to be on, or what edge device it's going to be in. So this notion of watching for customization is going to happen. But algorithms are used to do some of the simulation as well. So we'll have drawing algorithms, we'll have manipulating algorithms. So the partnership between AI and algorithms is going to get strong, particularly in this area. So the one example that I hope I never have to deal with, but a lot of people have to have their teeth replaced as they get older. So the whole supply chain is controlled from the time that the picture is taken to the time the fake teeth are implanted, whether it's a denture or an implant. That whole thing is just managed by technology. And in some cases, they've got it down so you actually go, it gets taken care of in less than 24 hours. A lot of them are putting in temporaries, but the notion of being able to handle it end to end. Now, there's still pain with the customer. Anytime you're drilling and hacking away on somebody's jaw, it's going to hurt, but they're getting healed faster and they're getting to the end game they want faster. So the notion of, will AI and algorithms help in ideation? Yes, by watching. Yes, as we start getting into right-brained activity. So I wrote a blog post on left brain versus right brain. And, you know, left brain is that logical side. And the right brain is the creative side. As we get into more right-brained activities, and we're going to see that emerge, start to hear about how AI is suggesting how to do something different. So it'll probably be more microscopic. So let's take, since I'm a gearhead, I like to use car examples. You know, one of the issues when Corvette went from a front engine to a mid-engine, overheating was an issue. So, you know, they probably got suggestions from algorithms and AI and how to do proper venting. So that didn't happen. And in fact, their first version does not have the things that generate heat. The things that generate heat in cars are things like turbochargers and superchargers and things that affect, you know, the heating thing. But, you know, I'm sure right now, as GM is trying to do, make their C8s faster and have faster versions, it's suggesting ways of, you know, dispelling heat, because heat is the enemy of performance cars. So, sorry about that.
No, very relatable. No. example dear to your heart, you know, one of the example I saw that touched my imagination is, hey, AI completing Mozart Requiem. How about that? Okay, and I took it from the TV series I watched lately. Okay, this is the whole issue so nicely presented with some humor. Okay, because of course musicians and everyone who know and loves Mozart would be very appalled to that. I mean, right? At the same time, it's so interesting how creative minds right now just projecting these future scenarios. Okay, that we would think unthinkable. Okay, who would complete Mozart Requiem, who died writing it. Okay, but to me it's an absolutely kind of a good example of continuing what human did, however brilliant and of course what is it, just genius he was. Okay,
Yeah.
but said that, AI of course will learn from us. Okay, it will learn bunch of Mozart patterns. Okay, even know him better than anyone would possibly do, right? At the same time, continuation of the same, or that kind of interesting to me, it's kind of an experiment. Okay, would our ear accept what the machine created for us? Okay, and there will be tons of critics and tons of course snobs who would say this is nothing, right? At the same time, we agree here, you know, this is the future. This is the future. So hopefully we're not going to be hearing what AI music presented to us as the only one that's left on this earth. Hopefully not. Same with, okay, novels, same with, you name it, dishes, okay, you name it, cars, right? But there's huge potential. I mean, I'm not going to be genius, you know, pointing to that. So again, the music world is amazing, you know, the area of application, right? And I'm sure there are bots that already doing a lot of technical work for musicians. I mean, I'm not a musician, I'm amateur, I'm just a fan, right? But I'm sure they're like some kind of techno loops, right, where AI can be, right, can be helpful, and probably already is. Okay.
Well, yeah, if you take GarageBand, you can create different kinds of organ kinds of music, and they have
any of us, right? And we feel, woohoo, I can be musicians. Okay,
yeah,
no,
yeah. So
not yet, right?
So in fact, it can even go into the history. So one of the famous organs was a Hammond B3 organ that had a spinning speaker. So through algorithms, they can actually emulate that B3 organ with the Doppler effect that occurs as the sound goes around in circles. So in one of the songs that I'm writing, I use that particular effect using GarageBand. So yeah, that in fact happens, and it's a collaboration. So same thing with some of my art. As you well know, I do fractal art.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of the computer suggests, here's an interesting math pattern that creates a nice piece of art. Could you use this? Well, what I'll do is I'll take and I'll alter it, and we're working together to create it. And some of my fractals have, you know, have made it to the Louvre, they've made it to Times Square, they made it to Miami Scope, and that's a collaboration between me and in this case, an algorithm, not a